Hello, Chris Godinez, licensed professional counselor, also the host of We Need to Talk on every Sunday at noon, and then I post it up to Facebook. This video is for educational and informational purposes only. If you feel you need a therapist, please go to Google, type in therapy, your city, Psychology Today will pop up, click on that, and it will have qualified therapists in your area. Also, the views and opinions stated herein are mine and mine alone. They do not represent the ACA, the APA, or any other therapist for that matter. Boom, shakalaka done. Okay, tons and tons of questions. Some of them are on self-esteem, some of them are on bipolar, some of them are on borderline. So we're kind of all over the map here. So I'll start with the first one. Why do people tend to get divorced more around this time of year? So this Sunday, tomorrow, I'm going to be doing parallel parenting because this time of year, people tend to get divorces. Why? Because people wait until after the holidays. They're like, oh, I don't want to, I don't want to upset the kids. I don't want to upset the routine. I don't want to, cause a lot of upset during the holidays, which, makes sense in a way. So a lot of times what couples will do, healthy and unhealthy, both of them do this, is they'll wait until after the holidays and then they'll contact an attorney and then they'll start divorce proceedings. So that's why this time of year is more prone for divorces. So the two times of the year that Brent and I have noticed that there's been more divorces is right after the holidays and right after summer vacation. So it's kind of like, okay, and again, it's because they want to get through the summer vacation, they don't want to cause upset, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that is why these two times of years seems to be when people decide to get divorced, which is why I'm going to be discussing parallel parenting tomorrow, because you're going to need to know what to do. You're also going to need to know how to handle a divorce with someone who is high conflict, is putting it mildly. So yeah, there's that. Okay, how can I take control of my thoughts? It feels like my mind is out of control. Well, yes, it does, because the internal critic is out of control. The internal critic is a vicious, nasty piece of work, honest to God. And so the internal critic will sit there and go, you're not good enough, what if, and drive you crazy. So it does feel kind of out of control. So the way to start taking control back is, as soon as you recognize that the internal critic is at work and it's doing the not good enough or what if, thank you for your input. Okay, acknowledging it. You're not resisting it. You're not going, oh, I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think, what the fuck am I thinking about the whole time? So you're not resisting it, but you're also not going, hey, come on in for coffee. No. So you acknowledge it. Hi, I hear you. I see you. And you're full of shit. Thanks for playing. I choose not to invite you in. What if? I'm not going to live in a future that has not happened. Not good enough? Fuck you. I am too. Why? Because I say so. I am too good enough. Fuck you, internal critic. I am good enough. Why? Because I say so. So you acknowledge the thought. You don't resist it. You also don't invite it in. You acknowledge it, but then you put it down like a rabid dog. You just, nope, not playing. Here's the truth. I am good enough. I'm not going to live in a future that has not happened. Why? Because I say so, because I'm the boss. And you're going to have to do that multiple times during the day, in the beginning. Eventually it gets less and less and less and less. The other thing that you can do to take control of your thoughts is mirror work. I'm not just kidding when I say this. You look in the mirror. Hi, good to see you. Have a great day. You know what? You are the boss of your own thoughts, and you can tell your inner critic to go fuck itself sideways, and that's okay. I give you permission. And then walk out. Seriously, mirror work's amazing that way. So a lot of it is giving permission to talk back to this nasty voice. And then the other thing you want to find out is, who is that voice? Whose voice is that? We do not pop out of the womb telling ourselves horrible things. Horrible things have to be said to us in order for us to incorporate that into our thinking of ourselves. So how children are spoken to, for good or for evil, either becomes their internal cheerleader, go you, you're fabulous, I love you, good job, oops, you fucked up, okay, make amends, good you did, forgive yourself, move on. Or it becomes the internal critic, how dare you, you're not good enough, what if? So you figure out who taught you that critical, nasty, vicious. Whoever that is, you give it back to them. You know what? This is not mine, I'm going to give it back to you. Aunt Bertha or dad or mom or whoever the hell it was. It's like, this ain't my luggage. Y'all take your luggage. This ain't my luggage. So do you see where I'm going with that? So you take your power back. The other thing you can do too is write it down. So you put the negative thought in one column, you put the challenge to it in the next, and then you burn it, you know? So it's taking back your power little bit by little bit. If you don't like any of that, art, drawing, draw it out, you know? Draw out getting rid of the internal critic, draw out whatever. Or talking out loud, honestly, like the mirror work, like I said, you know? In the shower, I'm always talking to myself, you know? It's like, that's when I do my meditation, my positive stuff, and I'm getting rid of all the negative, nasty energies of the day, you know, and I'm letting it go. So there's many, many ways, but the main key is to remember you have the power. You have the power. It's like Dorothy in Wizard of Oz. Although I probably would have bitch slapped Glinda if she waited to tell me that, oh, you had the power all along. You know, really, bitch? Really? You couldn't have told me this 3 hours ago? What the fuck? Anyway, the point being is that you have the power. And you do. And you start putting it down and replacing, putting it down and replacing, putting it down and replacing, not resisting it, not inviting it in, acknowledging it, validating that, yeah, I hear you, I see you, motherfucker, and I am not playing. This is not the truth. I am a good enough person. Why? Because I say so. Kindly go fuck yourself sideways with an unlubricated baseball bat. Fuck off. Do you see where I'm going with that? So that's what I want you to do. Okay, there is that one. Why am I jealous? Okay, this is a borderline question. A question on borderline personality disorder. Why am I jealous of every girl I see? As if I knew my boyfriend would like this girl. I'm diagnosed with borderline personality disorder. Greetings from Poland. So with BPD, borderline personality disorder, one of the main characteristics is this irrational fear of abandonment. So like not being good, not less than, one down, you know, not good enough kind of thing. And it is a maladaptive way of trying to cope with those fears of abandonment. So if we just naturally assume, so it's pushing people away before it actually happens. So it's like a preemptive screw you before they can screw you. Does that make sense? So jealousy is also bred in dysfunctional families, okay? So what happens in dysfunctional families, there's a lot of trauma, okay? And they create this not good enough, and they create this competition. And it's like love is limited in those families. This is where jealousy comes from, and I talked about this last week. Love is limited in those weird families. It's like there's not enough love to go around. They act like it's a piece of pie as opposed to infinite. Love is infinite. You can love all 7 billion people on the face of the planet. You can. You know, it's not like you're going to run out of love. You know what I'm saying? So we get, when kids are growing up in families like that, and we get a diagnosis of borderline, it is generally nature nurture, right? Okay, there's a predisposition to it, but there is a nurture component that creates that lack and scarcity. And so when we are constantly on the lookout for danger, we make shit up. We're just, little kids. We make up stuff. If we don't have all the answers, we make up stuff to try to keep ourselves safe. So it's a very maladaptive defense mechanism. So, oh, well, that woman is, he's going to be attracted to her, and I need to be jealous because I need to protect. No, stop. It's not a competition. Here's the deal. If your partner is with you, they're with you. If they're not with you and they're, making obvious moves on somebody else or commenting on somebody else, that is not the person for you. You want somebody who is going to be with you. Now, do we all look at people? Yes. Do I look at Gerard Butler? Oh, hell yeah. But am I ever sitting there going, oh yeah, I'm going to get with Gerard Butler? Yeah. No, thank you. So you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, I'm with my partner and there it is. And there's no jealousy. He likes Salma Hayek. I like Gerard Butler, but it's not like it's not like you're looking at that person going, I'm going to go be with this person. I'm going to blow up my relationship and do this, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, but the jealousy thing with borderline it's that fear of abandonment. It's that fear of somebody else is more attractive. Somebody else is more desirable, etc. And that is simply not true. So that's why working on self-esteem is huge because you want to get rid of that maladaptive thinking that says not good enough, 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 not good enough. And because it's not about other people. It's about how is your relationship with your partner? Is it solid? Are you guys talking? Is everything okay? Is somebody looking elsewhere? What's going on? And if there is none of that going on, don't create this situation that's not even real. And this is what, unfortunately, is a aspect of borderline personality disorder, is that they create situations in their heads because of the bordering on the psychotic thinking that are not even real. So it's like they see a woman, they get jealous, and suddenly in their head, it's now, oh my God, my partner is going to want her and I need to be jealous and da-da-da-da-da-da, and it's not even true. So with borderline personality, there's this over-heightened sense of looking for abandonment, but at the same time being terrified of it, but at the same time doing everything you can to create it happening, because that's what our subconscious does. So if you're constantly worried about something, you create it happening. And I think I've talked about this before, the actor that was going to go on stage and kept saying, oh my God, I'm going to fall on stage, I'm going to fall on stage, I'm going to trip and I'm going to fall. And eventually they did, because the subconscious got tired of them worrying about it. So it was like, here, motherfucker, I'm going to let it happen so you can stop worrying about it. That's what our subconscious does. That's why you've got to be very careful where you put your mindset, what you say to yourself. And remember, this is not a competition. Life is not a competition. It is not. There are going to be plenty of people out there that are more attractive, more talented, more whatever. That does not mean your partner wants to get with them. But in the borderline mind, it's a threat. So you've got to work on self-esteem. That is the key. That is why. And also, back to the family history. CPTSD from Surviving to Thriving by Pete Walker. What was going on in the family of origin? Was love like a piece of pie? Finite, or was it infinite? So it's like if there's lack and scarcity, you're going to grow up thinking that this is how a relationship is lack and scarcity. And it's not. Love is infinite. So there it is. All right. Every time I seem to get happy with me, my no contact father or his flying monkeys try to contact me and upset me and make me upset. Is this possible? How do they know? And what do I do? So abusers are almost fucking psychic, man. I'm telling you. This is such a common question. So like every single time I've had a client that has gone no contact, they'll just get, okay and secure and healthy and moving along, and bada bing, bada boom, here comes the Hoover. Or here comes the nasty, getting hit on the side, ambushed out of nowhere. So yes, they do it on purpose. They absolutely do. And so what you do is you cut off all of the flying monkeys. You don't have anything more to do with them. You do not respond. You do not do any of that. And also it's like, okay, why is it upsetting you? What's the deal? So you've got to get to the point where you just laugh at it, where it's like, oh, look, a Hoover. Fascinating. Next. And let it go. This is simply what abusers do, is they Hoover. They're looking for supply. They're looking for drama. They need that drama triangle, the hero, the villain, and the victim. That's what they need. So if you give them nothing and you don't allow it to upset you, you can be like, oh, well, that sucks, but I'm not going to allow it to ruin my day. You know what I mean? Because they're looking for the upset. So you don't want to give it to them. Let me make sure that I've read this right. They try to contact me and upset me. So they're going to. They're simply going to. You do not respond. Block these people. Block them. You don't have to have contact with them. And or if they are somebody that you do want to have contact with, you give them one warning. Listen to me now, believe me later. I do not want contact with whoever the family member is. I don't want to hear anything. I don't want to be hoovered. I don't want anything. And if you break that boundary, I will block you. So you could do that. Give them one fair warning, shot across the bow, let them know. But yeah, if they're doing that, you just block all of them and expect it. So here's the thing. Hoovers happen even decades later, which mind blowing. 20 years later, I had a client get a Hoover, and thank God, they were strong enough that they were like, I cannot fucking believe that 20 years later I'm getting a Hoover. And I'm like, well, they ran out of supply. That's why. Then they suddenly start going through their little black book, contacting all their previous supplies. So expect it. And it's not personal. This is just what they do. This is part of the playbook of an abuser. It's like I said, there might as well be a narcissistic handbook, because every single last motherfucking one of them does the exact same things with predictability. It's not hard to see a malignant narcissist. They are predictable in their craziness. So hoovering is part of that. So, yep. So what you do is you block them. You just block them. And you do not allow them to steal your day. Don't give your energy to these idiots. You just don't. Don't hand your power over. So when you allow somebody to upset you for the entire day because they tried to contact you, you just handed your power away. Stop being a victim. You don't need to. You've got the power. You've got the power. Block their ass. Block them. Give them one warning if you so feel, and then block them if they violate that. So don't give your power away. If anything, start getting amused. The devil runs from laughter. Y'all know what I'm saying. All right. So are there families that need to destroy one of the children because it's the only way the family can stay together? Because too much hatred for each other and competition. Yes. So in narcissistic families, it's called mobbing. And what they'll do is they'll pick one kid who is the scapegoat, and the entire family is on board to pick on that one kid. Yeah, it's in highly dysfunctional, highly abusive families. And they do. And it's the drama triangle. Again, the victim, the villain, and the oh, good Lord, my brain is losing it. The villain, the victim, and oh my God, I'm sorry. We went hiking this morning and I'm so tired. Anyway, what I was just talking about. So that's the triangle. So you need a villain, a victim, and an audience or whatever. And so they pick, you're the villain, you're the bad guy, they're the hero, and other members of the family, hero, that was it. So the villain, the victim, and the hero. So they're the hero, you're the villain, and other members of the family are victimized because of you. So that's when you go no contact. That's absolutely when you go no contact. And yeah, it's dysfunctional. In a healthy family, that would never happen, and with healthy people, they would call out the behavior and not allow the scapegoat to be victimized. So it's so funny because they're saying that you're the villain, but you're the one that's really being victimized. You're the one that's being harmed. You're the one that's being, So you get out of it. You go no contact. Have nothing more to do with them. Should I work on myself and get to a stronger, better place in my own life before ever considering entering into a relationship? Yes. Absolutely couldn't hurt. Now, that doesn't mean that you cloister yourself and don't, have any sort of friendships or anything like that. But working on yourself is always good. And if in the middle of working yourself, you get into a healthy relationship, that's great. But if you're like desperate to be in a relationship, I got to be in a relationship, no, that's your clue that you do not need to be in a relationship. So yeah, you want to work on yourself. You want to get strong. You want to have a good sense of self-esteem, a good boundaries, the disease to please, the ability to say no and mean it and not feel fear, obligation, or guilt, fog. So yeah, you definitely want to do that. And you'll know when you're ready because you won't feel that desperate need to be in a relationship. Relationships should enhance you. They should feel complimentary. And I don't mean like, hey babe, you look good. I mean like, my life is better because of this. I'm already good, but this is making it better. Does that make sense? It's not like, oh my God, I need this relationship so I can survive, I can sleep at night, I can whatever. So that's the sign. Yeah, work on yourself. Absolutely. What is it called when many people in one family abuse one of the children every day? It's like a ritual, but not religious. That's mobbing. It's mobbing. It's when they just mob the person. And this happens in work environments as well. It's kind of crazy. So, all right. So those are the questions for today. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about parallel parenting and what to do, what to watch for, child development, etc. I'm going to talk a little bit about the aspects from the book Splitting, because they talk about all the crazy things and all the crazy things I've seen when people divorce. So, and how to protect the kids the best you can. All right, kids. So I hope everybody's doing good. I will talk to you tomorrow at noon, and the topic will be parallel parenting. Have a good night, a good day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.